Hello, Mr. Zero Cycle. It's been kind of a day one player. I started on EU and made a pool account and got really lucky and stayed with it ever since. Really picking one Reddit. I feel like I struggled to make the right account instead of rare. There are some characters I put so much extra energy. For example, the casuals, I'm not super bad at playing them. I don't invest in every single time I'm doing high going max potential. I want to okay, looks to be a very steady. Ooh, okay, very wet. Also, your cat is dying, by the way. They can't breathe underwater, right? So they're basically dead. Okay. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Okay. E1 Firefly is crazy. Alright, just slap it on. E1 Aircron. Okay. E2 Cassius. Okay. E5 Welding. Damn, you lost quite a bit of Damn, you put quite a lot. Wait, who did not have? Who did not have? Why do I have the VTuber tag? Do you guys want me to turn to VTuber mode? Which I have a VTuber mode. Alright, yo. Alright, what up? Yeah, anyways, back to this again. So, dragons. Very good. Very nice. So, if I can say so myself, it looks to me that the investments for this... Ooh, definitely want to get this up as soon as possible. Right? I want to get this up as soon as possible. Probably something like, this is done, this fine. This is gonna... Ooh, okay. Might want to max out a little bit more, but the important traces here are gonna be done. Am I gonna release a document too? Okay, this is gonna be fine. Characters is good. This is Jade might have maxed that out a little bit more if you are gonna be using her, but if you're gonna be putting what next out, I don't think Jade matters that much. But generally, I would say these traces are looking pretty good. Wow, you're clear so far, by the way. You're clear so far. 5 Cycle Swift Dispatch. Oh, oh, Sparkle, but okay, a very easy fix, by the way. Bench Bronya, slap in Runmei. Guarantee you have better results with Mighty. Mighty actually works very well with Runmei. The problem with running Bronya Sparkle is that the buff runs out instantly, bruh. The buff legit runs out instantly. First team, completely fine. Me personally, if you want to run Gattaca or Luocha between these two teams, not too big of a issue. But I would definitely bench Bronya, mainly because if you give Sparkle's crit damage buff to Maide, after he goes for that very first enhanced skill, if he does do an additional enhanced skill, so which is the God Slayer at 150 charge, he still gains the benefit from Sparkle's crit damage buff. But if you were to do something like Sparkle, bring up Maide, then Bronya, bring up Maide again, which was the old Sparkle Bronya DPS, right? There's old Sparkle. If you were to do that for Maide, he will lose Sparkle's crit damage buff, which is not ideal, right? Then because his biggest hitting damage from Maide is God Slayer, right? So this 150 charge thingamabob, right? Like this thing is the highest damage. It is a ridiculous multiplier. You can take a look over here. This is literally 280% for the main target versus 110, right? You're almost dealing like what, 2.5 times more damage. So ideally, you don't want to lose that Sparkle crit damage buff after you buff up with Bronya, unless if this was... Okay, wait, it's an E6 Bronya. Okay, if this was the case, you might want to bench Sparkle, actually. Yeah, because at least you make Bronya's turn last like 2 turns, right? Then if you bench Sparkle, because technically Bronya gives you more action value. So you can still tune to 134, 133. Because Sparkle can't tune for that unless you have like a 200 speed Sparkle. I guess it's just not happening, right? So you don't have a 200 speed Sparkle. I will actually just go for the E6 Bronya with my day, then slap in Runmei. So at least the buffs last a little bit longer. So that's what I would do personally, right? Aside from that, you can actually just give Sparkle to Imbibitor Lune, which I think is also a very decent choice since, you know, I don't think E2 Deal is dead, right? I think E2 Deal is completely fine. People that don't know how to play him, it is what it is. First team, however, I think should perform a lot better compared to, I guess, E2 Dale. And if you're talking about like who is performing better in this specific comp, which is going to be E2 Dale versus E0 Maide, I always say that the environment right now does tend to favor Maide specifically, especially if you want to consider giving Tribi into Maide slot, and then Castrius, you could just give her Runmei, right? So bring down Tribi, give her Runmei, then Maide, Tribi, Bronya, Gattaca. I think this team is very good, especially with your E6 Bronya, right? Okay, chat, do you guys still want me to be a VTuber, or you guys want me to come back? You know what's the best about being a VTuber? I could be completely naked right now. I could be jerking the fuck off and nobody would know anything. Bro, being a VTuber is so chill, bro. I can literally do anything I want right now and nobody knows what's going on. I am literally... Ooh. Alright, chat. Give me a clip. Nope. Alright, okay. Anyways, D Herda, I guess you kind of bring this down a little bit. Zoom on it's gonna be fine. I do want this to be a little bit faster. I always want to make sure that Herda hits the at least 118 speed if you're gonna be running her with Danzan's, because Danzan's plus 1 equals to 134 effective, right? Then this is 157. I think this is completely G. This serves absolutely zero purpose, right? So you just want to change that into something of a me personally, I like Lushaga, right? If you're not running Lushaga because you're running RMC with Casuals, you can always go for the broken kill, right? I don't really care about this for RMC. Fugue and Firefly, if you don't want to play them, it's completely fine. Bubbin on broken kill, this is gonna be 123 with 4.1 k. Yeah, this is gonna be okay. Face out is okay. This is cooked. This is cooked. All right. This is yeah, because this does not include talent, alright? The follow-up attack, the skill that she shoots out, right? This thingy is part of the talent, right? This follow-up attack is talent, which means that all the damage is not gonna be affected, right? So only thing this thing really changes is basically your ultimate. And unfortunately for Face Out, you're never gonna be hitting a very, very high speed anyway. So this is like 2-3 stacks. Do you have anything else? Okay, you know what? Fuck me, right? It's okay, right? If you don't love my wife, you know, I will love my wife for you. So this is gonna be fine. Yeah, but the crit stats wise, maybe you want to get a little bit more crit rate. Other than that, I think this face is looking pretty good because you get a lot of crit damage if you run her with units like Aventrine, Babin, and all the kind of stuff. So crit rate is gonna be very, very important for you. Aircron is gonna be. Do you have Jiao? No Jiao. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do, right? Here's what, if you want to play aggro, you pull Jiao. Or if you're believing in the potential prospect of Cypher, right? Because nobody knows what Cypher is doing. But if you do have a Cypher believer, right? If you are a Cypher believer, you can potentially choose to skip Jiao and just wait for Cypher out. Because she is gonna be a Nihility. Most likely a debuffer since she's gonna be Quantum, which means she's gonna be sharing a very similar vein with Silver Wolf, right? So that's what I'll personally do. I would say this E2 aggro changes a lot of things for you though. So in terms of vertical investment, this is going to be quite up there, right? Between this and Cypher, honestly, I think you might want Cypher a little bit more. Because at this point, you don't really have even like a second utility slot. Unless you take a look at the buff Silver Wolf. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do to the Silver Wolf buff. But unless she becomes like ridiculously strong, you might want to consider the E2 aircraft essentially, right? Okay, cool. So that's gonna be done. This is fucked right now. I'll never use this J. I'll never ever touch this J for the rest of my life. So she's dead. My day, this speed tuning looks fine. You can run this with Bronya. So Bronya definitely want to bring this speed down. So bench Sparkle, run in Bronya and run in Tribi. You are gonna be getting complete because you have a E6 Bronya, right? So this my day is gonna be good. Welt Yang, nobody cares. Depart. Did I call him Depart? Yeah, maybe make up the thinking about here a little bit more, right? A little bit more healing, but other than that, I think it's gonna be fine. This done. Run Mei on Danzan's. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think you really need her. 4P Steve is a big no-no, so might want to consider. I would say that DDD, if you want to slap it on with Run Mei, you can consider a little bit more speed, right? Just for the sake of running DDD, alright? So you can consider that if you want to. Ask yourself if you ever need it. If you don't really need it, then I think that's gonna be fine. Jin Yuan is there, Kafka is there, Blade is okay. This Blade is actually looking pretty good. Hold up. Damn. Okay. Yeah, this Blade is pretty G, not gonna lie. Yeah, this is a pretty G Blade. Wait for the Blade buff, right? Bro is gonna be good again, so just chill. Fu, oh, this is a white Fu. Okay, you might want to make this Fu Xuan have like 10,000 HP because me personally, I feel like Fu Xuan. Okay, you're also running a Wuthering wave set, which is very, very good, right? Great subset. Okay, build white Fu, like how you would build like a slow bruiser in Epic 7, right? No speed, all in defense, all in HP, and that means that she doesn't die, right? For the crit stats, honestly, I don't give a shit about this whatsoever. She's not going to be doing any damage. If fair rest, it could be nice, but ideally I do want to see a defense percentage over there, right? This is just really, really fucking bad, right? No effective stats whatsoever, so I'm gonna consider getting a defense percent, but I wouldn't personally farm for this anyways. Yeah, I might want to get a little bit wider, a little bit thicker, if I can say so myself, right? Other than this, I don't think the rest of your units have any issue. I would say when it comes to like your you want to invest wide, right? You want to have a wide roster. I think that going for a Nexa technically still classifies as investing vertically because most people that pull for a Nexa, they're putting it for the vertical investment for D-Herda. So if you want to expand to like more options to playing your DPSs, you can honestly consider skipping him because you said you want to play white. right? If you don't want to vertically invest, like for example, putting for an Nexa, it is essentially sort of like an upgrade, especially since you already have Jade. So I don't really know if you want to consider that. If you want to consider other units, higher scene, technically she is meant, I guess she's probably most likely going to be synergizing very well with Cassius. I don't know if she's going to be synergizing well with other HP scaling DPSs, for example, like Mighty, but we're going to have to see what comes out. And especially for units like Cypher, all these units are, for example, your Anexa, your higher scene, your Cypher. For these 3 units so far, I would say that Cypher holds the most prospect for you. Because your Acheron desperately needs a Jiaoqiu. It's either a Jiaoqiu or an E2 Acheron. And I know you say you want to play white and don't want to play the same team. But the thing is, if you want to still make Acheron work in 2025, especially with all the brand new version 3, you do need to invest a little bit more in order to at least match their performance, right? It is what it is. Same thing with all units. Power creep in this game, it is what it is. So, me personally, I would say that if you only have one option, I'll pull for the Cypher. Then you can just kind of wait and see. Oh, my fucking god. Okay, you know what? You have no options. You have 0 options, little boy. Alright, you have absolutely no options to pull for next unless you top up, which once again, I will heavily advise you guys, right? Don't spend money in gacha games. Don't spend money in gacha games. It's very, very bad, right? You have morals. I still have not spent a single cent in Epic 7, by the way, right? And if I can do it, so can you, right? So you don't have to spend money. Just chill, save up with a Cypher, me personally, right? Get a gap, and then you can just take it from there, right? Aside from that, I don't think there's anything too crazy with this account. 64,000 is honestly very, very low. Wait, are you using Blade? That's a crazy ass team. How the hell do you even sustain with this team? The fact that you are getting 64k on a double sustainers is kind of fucking crazy to me. I don't know what the fuck you're cooking, but yeah, these 2 teams looks very, very nice. The only thing I'll change is, like I mentioned, running the E2 Bronya, then step on tribute over here, then give Cassius run mate, right? So that's gonna be that. Okay, overall, I would say funky bum. This feels like a I feel like it's like a between B plus and A minus me personally, because you're already doing 5 cycles. Pure vision looks a little bit sus. I would say that when the blade buffs comes in, right? The blade buffs, the silver wolf buffs, and I'm guessing you're still using blade, and you have an E6 Bronya. I think this account might as well just be an A minus by then, right? Then you can actually make use of these rosters. You're not running any of Aircron or Super Raid, then it's a little bit unfortunate. But I think by where it stands right now, I think this account is okay. All right, actually, you know what? Fuck it, B plus, right? B plus. Okay, you know what? Okay, fuck it, A minus. Okay, you know what? Fuck it, B plus. Okay, so that's gonna be that, right? Exclamation review to join your account review today. Exclamation review, join on Discord, leave a comment over there, right? That's pretty much it. See you guys in the clip channel, right? Bye bye. Before you go, can you check out my deal relics? Damn. 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 Ooh. 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 You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? This is technically worse. Because you can't run speed boots. Like, okay, legit. If you just change it to speed boots, give him 134, reduce the crit rate, run him Sunday, he performs infinitely better. Infinitely, right? Crazy relics though, but doesn't really serve too big of a purpose, right? Change this shit to speed boots, 134 speed. Drop this down, all this crit is completely wasted, and you have a much better deal. But good ass fucking relics, right? Good ass. I lost to Sunday. How about just don't lose then? How about just don't lose? You know what I'm saying? Shit. Alright, yo, funky bum, thank you so much for the account. Thank you so much. Alright, breaking immersion in 3, 2. You have cooled your last cool, my man.